Welcome back to another Genius Days. Thank you so much for being here. This time we're talking all about the soul mission and how to build our intuition to the point where we take the right journey. So, little disclaimer before we start, don't break the laws of the land. We are under the banner of entertainment and inspiration. It's like watching an R-rated movie. So we're not here to teach. We're not here to tell you what to do in life. We just know that we're going to speak from a place of truth and our own experiences. And so if you share any of these truths, just let them know where the source is. This is an event that is dedicated to a man on YouTube who has commented about mission. Actually, I recorded one of these videos and he asked me, what is the soul mission? What is the mission? And so Big Man Tate, I believe your name is Big Man Tate. Shout out to you, brother. This is a Genius Days dedicated to your question. So my name is Sumedh Chatterjee. I'm a flow state coach. On the other side, we have Ivan Alejandro Acosta, who is a personal reality consultant, as well as Ryan Gaffer Khan, who's a data aligned coach who helps you with your business. We're looking from the perspective of brain, business, and body. So let's get right into it. Okay. So, soul mission, what is it? Why do we go on this journey? Well, let's break it down. The soul, what exactly is the soul? We can all argue about what this thing is, but we've heard it from a standpoint of spirituality. We know we are having spiritual experience as human beings. And as Ivan said so perfectly, he said that it's not a career. This is not like a profession, right? This is a pathway to level up in the video game of your life, right? This is closer towards a healing journey or a spiritual journey, neutralizing karma, finding your soul tribe, rather than, oh, Gary Vee told me to do it, so I'm going to do it, right? We've all fallen into this trap. There's some influencer tells us what to do in our soul path, and we just take that on, take on that belief, take on their trauma, take on their understandings of the world, and we follow through. It is my personal belief that we have a default purpose, okay, default mission. The default mission is something that is not decided by you. It's decided by your parents, it's decided by teachers, it's decided by society. So if you don't choose your soul mission, there's going to be people who are going to choose it for you. Okay, so you want to live your soul mission by design, not by default. Okay, the by design part happens when you're actually aware that this thing is happening, right? That, hey, wait a minute, if I don't decide on this now, other people are going to choose it for me. So basically, the soul challenge that we have as souls is to grow in its capacity to love. And the experience that it chooses is designed to help and develop a deep appreciation for all of creation. And it may take different incarnations for us to realize this. So that's the foundation that I want to start with. If anything's coming up for anybody, please feel free to take the microphone stand right now.
What's up? Y'all hear me? Nice. So, what's come up for me is that in my own journey, it sort of seems like nothing makes sense. So it almost like at first it was sort of like a cake with a bunch of ingredients that what the fuck are these ingredients made? Like I'll give you some example like um I I am I'm good and I practice in all of these fields in photography, in video, in editing, um, in drawing, um, in acting. Uh, you know, right now construction. Right, this is a different field now that I'm mastering it. So I chose to get into construction specifically to ground myself because I was like, I mean, you got to get up early. You got to be like very precise. You got to carry a bunch of shit all the time. I was like, okay, I'm gonna ground myself with that. And then, um, um, I think I'm gonna do like a little bit of modeling soon. Like I have like really nice skin, and I think like usually I think that's something that's like sought out for. Um, and it's just there's so many things. It's like how are you gonna do all this? How are you gonna be a spiritual healer? How are you gonna be a trainer at the same time? How are you gonna do all this? And it's what I came to understanding is that, let me tell you first how that understanding came. I was actually listening to Rich Dad Poor Dad, right, by Robert Kiyosaki, and the poor dad told him to focus on one thing only, focus on one thing, right, and we'll go to that job and work for that job for 40 years, and maybe you'll retire with $1 million, right? And then the rich dad told him, no, 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 go try everything. And the rich dad would work with the accountant. He would work at the front desk with at resources. He would work at the checking. He made the kid work in every field of the business. And then when Robert Kiyosaki graduated high school, he did time in the military, right, to get experience there. And all this time, his parents are telling him, "Oh, don't stop doing all these things. Just focus on one thing. Just focus on one thing." Right. And similar to me, they were telling me the same thing, like, just focus on one thing. They're applying their own way of thinking that's gotten them there. But when you're, I don't know, the word here is going to be like entrepreneur, right? Um, you like do everything. You run the whole everything. You run the marketing, you run the emails, you run the social media, you run the blog post, you run the website, you make the website. You didn't even know how to make websites, you gonna make a fucking website. You gonna fucking figure that shit out. Like, it's like, and that spirit is so important for us to connect with that, right? Because that's not how we're being taught, actually. Actually, that's not how we get taught in school at all, right? And so for me, my soul mission, that it was understanding that was part of the mission, is like, I have to go through all these things. And this whole life, people have been telling me that it's wrong, that I'm not doing it right, right? But it's actually not true. And sometimes we don't understand that until we're much deeper into the mission. And that's what I think patience means. That's what I think patience means. Is really is knowing that the future is coming, and that if you don't know now, you're about to fucking know. All right, what's up?
You go ahead, Sumedh.
Well, I was just about to say, Ryan, that patience is a survival value. Mr. Kerr brought this up before we were speaking, but time and attention is, well, it's an endurance, right? It's a tolerance. It's an ability to take the pain and be able to take that threshold of what you're, coming into contact with in life. And when you are patient, when you're aware, and when you're trying different things, like Ivan said, you are actually creating much more of a harmony rather than a balance. Right? Balance is a compromise of a seesaw effect. My work has to suffer for my relationships to work. My relationship has to suffer for my work to work. And it's just this unhelpful paradigm. Of course, we need compromise in life, but if you see Tony Robbins, he's doing everything at once. So he's thinking of it, he's the conductor of this orchestra, and he has all these instruments playing together. So that's how I want you to think about your soul mission, is not so much this compromise, but where all the pieces are moving pieces. And they're all moving together, and you are the conductor, you are the director, you are the person who has it under control. There's a saying called curiosity kills the cat. Um, I don't think curiosity kills the cat, because the thing is, curiosity is where it begins. You know what I mean? I think that the actual quotation is curiosity kills the cat, but satisfaction brought him back. So the cat doesn't stay dead in the original saying, actually. It is the satisfaction that brings him back to life. And so if you're not satisfied in life, that should give you some level of understanding that I'm not on my soul mission. I'm dissatisfied with where I'm going. I feel bad. Mistakes and feeling bad in life are just signposts. And they're there to teach you things to get you to realign. So yeah, that's what I wanted to say. Go for it, Ryan.
So what I had in mind was you said something very powerful on the art of patience. Patience has become so much more important when you're doing a stoic process that you start to realize the true value of it. The way I framed it was due diligence. And as per my own um, process, growing as an entrepreneur, I had to let go of the results, of wanting the results, of expecting the results, and simply focus on doing the job well and letting it be for what it is, a process to get me somewhere and actually enjoy it. And what I've learned is even if, let's say, you're working 9 to 5 and you technically hate the work, it is because I identify with being not per se a hard worker, but a soldier, a marine. If I say I'm going to do something, then it will be done, no matter the consequence or no matter the price I have to pay. Now, the point I'm trying to make is it is to which you to which what you identify with, the person, the character that you're playing, the role that you're playing, is inevitably, in my opinion, related to your purpose. And in some way, I believe, this is simply opinion, your purpose has a lot to do with where do you want to go and who do you want to be when you get there. And it's who you become, like every story we've written before, be it, what's it called, Spider-Man, Deadpool, you name it, they had to become something. And the universe will grant you opportunities or challenges or adversary to grow and get the results, but you need to pay your due diligence. Mr. Neil, your thoughts, please.
I love how you invite me to share my thoughts, Ryan. I really fucking appreciate it, mate. So, as you gentlemen were talking, I found a bit of paper. You beauty. Gotta love receipts, right? Okay, so the theme is spirit mission. And then what comes up, I'm just going to rattle this off. It's in no order, but you'll get some value out of this, okay? So what is spirit? Is spirit, remember, we're just sharing our ideas, learnings, understandings, and concepts. So it's what I say is not right and it's not wrong. Spirit to me is an energy. So are you tapping into your energy? Now, before Sumedh said about default, so I want to tune in onto that. If we say default purpose, there's two from my perspective. There's a gifted default purpose. Now, what's that mean? You're being gifted with a default spiritual program, which means you do the right thing for yourself. We're all running. What's my purpose? Get fucking good at things in life and create a good life. Default. The other default purpose is what Sumedh was touching on, is the condition one, the program one. And that ties into what you're saying just then, Ryan, why people hate their job. Because you haven't tapped in to your gifted default purpose yet. But you're allowed to expand on that, Alejandro was saying. And this is, write this down, people. Your versatility is a superpower. Because we're told, like, oh, just don't scatter your thought. You're like you're like a kite in the wind, right? You're all over the place. Now that's true if you have no intention, if you're not plugging into your mission, and your mission plugs in with, why am I doing this? You need to answer that. And that comes into intuition. One of my favorite statements, I believe I pioneered and founded this. When you make silence your loudest noise, that's when you'll hear the most. And my reference to that is answers. You'll hear this. You'll hear your spirit wanting to communicate to you. And that's why we have all these trials and tribulation, because it's your spirit saying, will you just fucking listen to what I'm telling you? We're going the right way, or this is not the best way. Why do you always have this feeling of, I really want to be doing this. I really want to be doing construction. I really want to be doing business. I really want to become a flow zone coach. For me, a lifestyle creation advisor, whatever you want to call that. I don't think there's an actual title, so I can make it up. That's the liberty. Being a shot caller, you have these privileges, right? Now, what else have we got going on here? Is we're just about it. I'm sure you're going to get something out of this. Is the mission is the intention behind what you're doing. It's the overall framework. And I thought to myself today, as I was going through a whole bunch of old content, and I saw shots when I was in the CrossFit, and I was really plugging into freaking AZD teaching, Vince Calvert teaching, silent flute, and I was deep, 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 deep. And all that was doing for me was confirming because before I discovered these guys, I was already them, but I was on my own. I didn't have a belief in my mission. Then when I started discovering other people thinking the same way, and this is beautiful. And look, whether people think you're part of a gang or part of a cult, if the benefits outweigh the criticism, keep on plugging through. Just keep doing you, like they say. Just keep doing you, whatever it is. You don't need a title. What's the name of your character? I haven't got one yet. You don't need one. There just needs to be what's the word? A resonation, not a resonation. Help me out, fellas here. When something is resonating, a synergy.
Acknowledging the energy you, just acknowledging
Yeah,
yourself.
so yeah, and then acknowledgement. You'll know because you'll go, oh, this feels fucking right. If you put everything to the side, forget the Gary V's and the Tom Billius and the Sumedhs and the Ryans and the Ivans and all, and the Mr. Neil Kerrs, when you have that sense, that self-acknowledgement, that belief that, man, I really feel that this is right. That's your spirit. That's your purpose. That's your mission. We have this life, right? We have so many hours. Why not go to the grave? Go on the journey, go through the process, through the endurance, the trials and tribulations, doing what feels right for you, and fuck everyone else because it's the benefits. Do that which brings service to you. And that's it. That's your mission. Do the right thing for yourself. As you evolve you, it puts you in a position where you can be of service to other people. But until you get there, it's not that you can't, but the outcomes aren't going to be as great. You're not going to be in a position where you can write a book, okay, or you can start a podcast or YouTube because you're too busy being consumed by the criticisms. So you become a bearer of questions instead of the seeker or the hunter of answers. And to me, that's important. When you start to shift and become a hunter, all right, instead of just a gatherer of information or a bearer of the question. How many people ask a question and you give them an answer and they ask another question? Because you've just been programming yourself to ask questions, thinking that's how you get it done. So that's pretty much it for me right now. I could go on, but this is your show, gentlemen. So I'll hand it over to you.
Yeah. I wanted to say that there's no point to life. And when I discovered that, people were scared. But when I said it, it felt beautiful. How the words sounded inside of me, there is no point to life. There is no one point to life. There are many infinite points to life. And for you, you have your mission, but your life path is the path that's going to take you in between your goals. But the real important question here is, why even have a goal?
We're going hella existential on this genius
Yeah, I
point,
was like, where's this nihilism coming from, man? Like, Jesus.
bro. Wow. So
Is it
you know
scary
what
to
you
you? So is it
not
scary?
not not to me personally, because I feel that, you know, the meaning to life is to give life meaning. So if there is no meaning, I'm going to create one. You know what I mean? So it's actually a sense of freedom that there is no point, and that there are, and I agree with you, there are multiple points,
Mm,
right? One point or right points. There is just your points, your
you know,
POV.
there is, and as all truths are but half truths, there is one point to life. And that one point is God exploring itself through your existence. That's
Hey,
the one point to life.
let me share the word quick. Alejandro said goals there. I like that because I've concluded that the experts have got it all wrong. Having a goal is wrong. Here's why. I'm being particular, and I'm a bit of a word nerd too, Sumedh. I like finding out things. So goal, if you look at it, it means it's a detachment. So it's people, oh, I need to set goals. I need to set goals. Well, what you're doing is you're setting out in front of you what you don't have. So in a way, you're creating this distance. Okay, all right, that's a problem. What's the solution, Mr. Neil? Well, you create a projection. So that means to put forth, proserie, right? That's the proceed, pro, and then gesere, proserie, project. Means to put forth. Now, when you put something forth, or you project what I call a potential reality. So don't have a goals list. Joe Vitale says intention list. For me, I dub it a potential potential projection reality. You're projecting a potential reality list, because when you do that, you're coming from a place of this is possible. So if we tune in what we're talking about, a soul mission, put forward in front of you that which you believe can be achieved, and so it shall be. When you set a goal, it's almost something that, oh, I want it, I desire. Desire is not a good word either, right? Because it's a want. It's not a have. But if I'm projecting, what I'm projecting, the potential that's already within
You know,
me.
actually, what I think is actually the biggest problem is that we're holding on to the desire, right? So what I do is I set an intention right there, boom, in that moment. All right, I don't have to think about it anymore. I don't have to worry about it anymore. It's done. It's gonna happen in the future, right? But what happens? People sit, they do their affirmations. They're doing the affirmations every single day, and every day they're reminding themselves, I'm not. They're looking at themselves in the mirror. And they're like, I'm worthy. I'm worthy. But it's subconsciously really saying, I'm not worthy, because if you really thought you were worthy, you wouldn't be doing it that much. Like, so of course, in the beginning, you will have to do it more days and you will have to do it more consistently. Right.
Yeah,
That's
beautiful.
personally
Well,
how I set,
well
I don't set in terms of goals. It's the same thing. It's sort of, I set an intention in that moment. It's done. Right. And now what are the steps to get there? What are the little steps? Let's break this shit down hella small. Hella small, as whatever fucking time it takes me, but I'm gonna do it small, right? Because oh, what the fuck?
Scraping off some entities there, bro.
Bro,
Sprinkling some
there
dust.
was something here. I had to remove this shit the fuck out of here. I mean, how do you guys set goals, intentions? How do you guys do that for your mission?
Great question. So I'll tell you personally. So for me, I see goals as kind of something that shifts over time. So I've never really thought about like setting goals in that particular way because I know that next month it's going to change, next week it's going to change. However, I like the term that you used, intention. I think that's powerful. I set an intention before I do anything. I'll like drink some water and be like, it's holy water now. That's my intention. I'll feel good after I drink it. I constantly do that with everything around me to create my reality. And I think something that AZD once said, which is very powerful, is to not think about your goals logically, but to think from your goals, which is the perspective of them already having been accomplished and the energy behind those goals rather than the what those goals actually entail, right? So it's like wearing a jacket from your future and being able to embody that. So Mr. Neil, you said something also about answers. I think that's really interesting that we constantly are on this search for answers, right? Our mind wants a problem so that it can do something with it. And so it's our mind that really wants the answers. I don't think our soul needs the answer because the soul already knows the answers. So that's an interesting perspective in terms of how to deal with answers that are unfulfilled or answers that we're looking for, is that the asking your system or asking your subconscious mind of what's really going on. So I'll teach you guys this technique really quickly. It's a muscle testing technique, kinesiology. Hey there, Max. Nice of you to join us, bro. What's up? So basically, you can take your finger like an OK sign and take your pinky and your thumb. Okay, so you basically, this is yes, this is no as they break. Yes, no, yes, no, yes, no, yes, no. And just train that like a muscle. Keep doing that. Right? So this is yes, this is no. And now as you keep practicing this, your subconscious is going to know the difference between yes and no and this muscle test, right? So now what you can do is you can actually check with yourself that and ask yourself yes or no questions. You can ask your subconscious mind, right? Is this the right option for me? Yes. Now you can move forward. You see what I'm saying? So you're going to feel like it's weak or it's going to be strong, right? And that's the indicator of how you can speak with your own subconscious mind. So use that as a tool. It's a very empowering tool. So use it well. If you need some answers from within, the insight, that's going to really help you out. So yeah, how do you guys handle goals? Interesting question.
Yo, so let's just say your goal is to have an impact with the children of the world, right? You could go about that in many different ways. Like that's the goal itself, right? But you can impact it through quite an infinite amount of alleys. So that's going back to the point that there is no one point to life, and you can get to your goals in this sort of roller coaster way, sort of a roller coaster way. And when I set an affirmation, I don't say things like, oh, I see myself having a lot of money. No. I'm more like, I see myself being so good at my job that I just happen to make. I'm just so competent. I seek for competence. I ask instead to be stronger. I have to admit. Oh, there we go. Admit Pamela. Oh, Pamchi. Um, Instead, I ask to be stronger. I ask for myself to be stronger. I ask for myself to be more disciplined with myself. I ask myself to be what I'm practicing to be now is knowing the limit of like okay, there's like let's just say chocolate. I fucking love chocolate, y'all. Love the fuck out of chocolate. But at one point, I just gotta say, nah, man. Just don't. No, that's done. I'm done. I'm done there. Okay. If I take it any further, I'm about to cross the bridge. I'm gonna fuck myself up. Right. And the other thing that I'm practicing now is slowing down and controlling time. Right. Because you actually have the power. It like everybody knows about Albert Einstein's, law that he discovered, right? But nobody's actually like, oh, actually, let me slow down time for myself, or let me speed up time for myself. Actually being able to control time and the way you perceive it, right? That way you can, I mean, you can elongate your whole fucking life right now just by visualizing it, right? And what I like to do, if I want to accomplish something, this is gonna sound I don't know, maybe silly, right? But it works, right? So this is what it is. You just visualize yourself doing the whole thing, like the whole thing, not like aspects of it, but like literally seeing yourself doing everything like in one move, right? Not like little chunks, but like that. Man, it's different. You really connect with it. You basically really connect with that reality by fully like embracing it and then like feeling it in your body. That's that you have to do. Think about it and feel it in your body, because so many times people are they're sitting in the mirror doing their affirmations, and they're like, they're like, I am radiating love. I am laser like. I am monumental. Decent, but not. They're not like looking at themselves in the mirror and they're like just straight into your fucking eye. Just look right into your fucking soul. Just look right into your own fucking soul and be like, you already know what the fuck you need to do. Shut the fuck up. Tell that little bitch in your mind to shut the fuck up, because you fucking know. Don't bullshit yourself. Stop bullshitting yourself. Where did you get this idea?
I
Stop.
love how
Yeah.
your affirmation just turned into like, like a coach. Like it just transformed into a coach halfway. That was lit, man. Thank you for sharing that. We have a lot of guests here right now. So if anybody has any questions, the topic is on soul mission, how to build your intuition up. If you guys have any questions on that topic, feel free to ask right now.
Hey Max, why did you decide to come to Genius Days today?
Yo, brothers, how y'all doing? Yo, you already know I came out here, show love and support. Yo, you rock. It's all family. I see what you're doing. We're all like-minded. We're on that same page. Thinking about how the hell we could get to where we need to go. What steps, what things we could do to get there. What we got to do. How we got to develop ourselves. So it's all like a very powerful mentality. We all gotta we all got to stay connected, keep that network growing, just to grow so we can build a success and get to where we need to go. So, shit, bro, I'm here because I want to connect, bro. I want to connect and I want to connect our minds together so we could have, two minds are better than one. If you could have more than two minds, you're golden, baby. It's all love. You know what I mean? I'm a little late to the party, so right now I'm just a listener. But when we get that dice rolling, I hear it out a little more.
All right.
I'll pop up some questions, brothers.
Hell yeah, bro. Hell yeah.
I'll pass it on to someone else.
Yeah, that's good. That's good, homie. That's good. Pam, what's up? Can you talk?
Yes, I'm a bit late because my
Nah, no
Telegram is not
excuses,
working,
no excuses,
and you
no
already
excuses.
know.
Nah.
Yeah, it's not working. It's not working.
Okay, so what's
I
up?
missed
Why you come
everything.
to
Like I
Genius
just
Days
started
today?
here.
Why
Say
did you
again?
decide to come to Genius Days today?
To hear what you have to say, all of you, and if I have any questions, I will ask you. And I like the topic. I really like the topic. We are all on this soul mission. So yeah, I just came in. I didn't know what's going on from the beginning. So let's go.
Let's go. Alrighty.
I'm staging my house right now. So let's go.
RVRY. What's up, man?
Hey, what's up, dude?
Where you from?
I'm from Sacramento, California, dude. I
Oh,
tapped
man.
into the Zoom link because I saw you post it in the Telegram, and just wanted to support some brothers and everything. And then, I got here a little late, but once I tapped in and started listening to what you were saying, it was just real good stuff. I appreciate all your perspectives, and honestly, like, kind of, the passion that you brought into speaking about what you were saying kind of cleared out some of the bullshit in my mind because I know what you're talking about because we're going through the same thing. So I tapped in late, not knowing what I was really about to listen to, but I did it just off the basis of support. And I'm interested in, what you do in the future now. So I just actually added you on IG. So if this is something that you guys continue doing, I definitely want to be tapped in because it's cool to hear from other people that are on the same or a similar part of the path as myself. Because like the other buddy who was talking, I believe Maximilian or whatever, he was saying the same thing, connect the minds and stuff like that. So I mean, we're all on the way up, so we're gonna keep seeing each other. So I think it's cool that we're connecting that way, as we go up, we have people that we can bounce stuff off of. Really good stuff though. I appreciate what you guys are saying. It all makes sense.
Appreciate you being here, brother. Appreciate you. All you guys, man. Yeah, we're definitely connected to something here, right? There's a reason why you guys are here right now. And it's a powerful thing to just be able to recognize that, one idea, one topic, one frequency can bring people together. And I think that's an incredible thing, right? To be able to have one hive mind, just think of one idea and have it manifest that much faster because all our brains are working together. But I think that's fascinating.
Dude, that's why in my group the other day I was like, everybody, what's y'all goals? We're all gonna think about them right now. Like everyone in this group's now gonna consciously think about all of y'all's goals, and we're just gonna add all that energy into the quantum field. Like, why the fuck not? Why the fuck not would you utilize that? You know what I mean? It's like that in itself is so dope. That's exactly how you get everybody's minds together, right? So really, we just have to start grouping up. We have to start making more groups, connecting more people, right? Because right now, especially, I think that if I'm sort of thinking of like a sort of job or that we would personally take on as a goal, as a mission, as a group, would be actually to make more people understanding and more people knowing and out of the fucking shadows of this controlling, because they're so fucking lost. A lot of these people are manipulated by the school, they're manipulated by the government, their whole fucking life. Like, let's be honest, there's less of us than it is of them. And currently the bad guys are kind of like winning. So that is like, I'm thinking of as a fucking mission where we're all thinking about minds. I'm saying about us here would be to awaken more people. Bring them in. We got to bring them in. What y'all think?
I think you have a good point. All leaders have a clear purpose, be it anything from politics to fucking waste management, you name it. It's about when you're creating, let's say, your quote unquote character like we do in The Lion's Den. You have to have purpose. You have to move with purpose. When people, be it men or women, look at you, you need to walk with it and be about it. And looking back at my own youth, relating what to what Alejandro just said, I never knew what I wanted to do. At least that's what I programmed myself with. I was always jealous towards my little brother as well as my cousins that just knew innately what they wanted to do. My little brother became a high level car mechanic. My other cousins became like high level salesmen, and only now I start to realize it was my own interpretation of the situation that made me misguide myself into following the paved path by society, so to speak. And it is in finding the adversity in your own journey, it is how you grow. And that's leading back to what Alejandro said at the beginning: try out everything. It's the same thing as if you want to become a great martial artist, even if you're just a grappler or a boxer or you name it, you have to try out everything if you want to be a good fighter. Your thoughts, guys?
Hey, so I know that Soom knows a bit about Bruce Lee and his training in regards to this different studies of different martial arts. You know, right?
Yeah, man. So yeah, Bruce Lee fought many different practitioners from many different styles to be able to finally come up with his own Jeet Kune Do style. It's interesting because he also was originally a cha-cha dancer, right? So he incorporated his movements through dance and brought it into fighting as well. So that's really cool to be able to fight these masters and then not look at it like this is a defeat, but this is a learning lesson, and be able to carry that, like the things that he learned. And he wanted to get to the most practical style. Like he took out all of the fluff from martial arts. Like I'm not going to do a fancy crane kick that's going to leap you in the air. It's just I'm going to attack you as swiftly as I can and be able to formulate a style that just resonates and permeates, creates a ripple effect, uh, and have a philosophy that supports that. So he was a philosopher as well. He studied philosophy in college, right? Um, he learned a lot about Taoism and yin and yang and these energies, and he's able to take those ideas. Actually, guys, one book for Bruce Lee I highly recommend is written by his daughter Shannon Lee. Okay, it's called "Be Water, My Friend." It's based on this quote, right? Um, Highly recommended because each of those chapters are basically little lessons that he states based on his philosophy. So like being pliable, being able to adapt. Each chapter has one of his core tenets of how he leads that life. So if you are interested more in terms of that flow, definitely check out that book. Um, yeah,
So recently I saw this quote on Instagram. One of the only rare times that you really benefit from Instagram. You just be scrolling. Most of the shit you watch is useless, but there's like a few gems in there. And I saw this quote and it said grappling or when you're sparring is not competition. It's meditation. And it sort of connects to the quote of it's all about creation. It's not about competition. You can't create what somebody else already created. You have to create your own thing. Otherwise you're just a copy. And well, that other person is already good at that. Why don't you make your own thing? Like, do you're like you're gonna have to take the fucking unique path. And the unique path is not very easy at first, I'll tell you that. and it's going to be much harder to climb. Like in terms of my own mission is like, I've been in royalty. I mean, I know that in my past lives, I've been fucking royal. And there's been times when I fucking died in the streets in Bangladesh with with my fucking leg cut off and it got infected and I fucking died straight up on the fucking street, man. That shit sucked. But you know what? In more recent past lives, it's been much easier. I'm much grateful that you know, I've been royal, and that is in my mission, and I have to acknowledge that. So when I create my life, I have to. I'm tired of stepping into it. Like the kingdom was made, and then I got to walk into the kingdom and have a high position just because of my heritage, right? But I didn't want that anymore. I wanted to be the one that said, I'm building the kingdom from scratch. From fucking scratch. Right? That's a fucking challenge, man. That's a fucking challenge. If there was a fucking challenge that was worthy, that would be it. At least personally for me. It would be like, I'm going to create the whole kingdom. And I'm going to learn how to do it from the bottom up because
Yeah, man. And that's the thing. Like, you're going to have the most kind of skepticism based on that because you're the only one doing it, right? So if you're a pioneer, right, you're going to have the most arrows. You know what I mean? You're going to have the most arrows because you're the only one doing it. You're the only one walking that path. So you're actually making it easier for the people who come under your footsteps. You're the giant, right, who's paving the way right now so that people after you can have it easier. But you're going to have to go through the brunt of like getting all of this hate, all this skepticism, all this stuff, right? And you got to be able to handle that. So, yeah,
you
man.
To know, you have to trust yourself so fucking much. That's what it is, man. You have to trust yourself so much. That's what I was saying earlier. Stop undermining yourself. Stop fucking undermining yourself. Like it's so fucking sad. And look, I'll be honest with you guys. I still to this day sometimes catch myself going into that fucking mind that pulls you, that drowns you, that says you're not worthy. And it sucks. I'll tell you what, I'm embarrassed about it. I'm fucking embarrassed. I was speaking to myself and I was like, bro, you're making such a fucking big deal about it. It's not a big deal. In the moment, it feels like it's a big deal, but you step back, like actually step the fuck back. Step the fuck back. Take a look at it. It's a fucking crumb. Eat that shit. It's a fucking crumb. God damn it.
Crumb. It's a fucking crumb. I love it.
But this relates to businesses. Oh, go ahead, Max.
Yeah, no, I was gonna say like the way I would like to think about that, because I thought about that kind of stuff before, and even like everyone is like just following an identity. It's like, well, you start to think like, what is culture? You know, culture is like a whole body of people that like symbolize one identity that creates like a safe space, and everyone kind of falls into that because it's just like a comfort zone. And then it's funny because like all these people that kind of follow the culture, they're like, you know, more popular in society, you know, and you're kind of like that one weird kid that doesn't get along with anyone. Well, that was me. And then you're just kind of more like an outcast and stuff like that until you start to like build that kind of confidence in yourself. And then like, you know, those like kind of boards that you used to play with as a kid with the shapes, and you kind of like put the triangle and you put the square and you put the circle, you know. The way I like to think about it is like when you have like this own different identity and you're like this different embodiment of something that you're just kind of embodying. It's like, I'm a shape that doesn't belong on this fucking board, but you're gonna make space for me on this fucking board, whether you like it or not. And by the end of the day, my shape's gonna be able to fucking fit in this board, and you're gonna have to create a new fucking hole that's gonna fit my fucking shit. That's the way I like to think about like you going into the fucking community, the society, being different and having like a massive impact. It's like you're just fucking disrupting everything in the order and just kind of bring about a new way of being to the people. It was just a little thought that I had about
for
that.
Sure.
Yeah.
You have to be comfortable not being liked. You have to be comfortable not being liked, bro. Because as much as people like me, I think there's more people that dislike me just because I bring up the shame in people. You know, you feel it. You will feel the shame, like because that will be like disruption. I'm like, I pull up to the parties with the Mexicans, and like they'll avoid certain topics. They'll avoid the fuck. They would be like, oh yeah, yeah. Well, ask him about getting high. Ask him about getting partying. Ask him about fucking doing dumb shit. Oh. Please stop. Please stop. Please stop. What do you guys thoughts? You got like how do you guys deal with when people interrupt in your mission? How do you guys deal with that?
Let me tell you a personal story. So before this, I pretty much looked like this, and I really wanted to have a beard. That this is me clean shaven. And I remember when at some point when I was in the Netherlands, just came here maybe about 5 years ago, I really wanted to have a beard. But there's a kind of a stigma in the family with people that have beards, like they're dirty and blah, blah, blah. But I really wanted to have it. And my approach was simply, fuck it, I'll grow it out and I'll take the brunt force of the complaints, the nagging, and this. In other words, I was willing to pay the price just to redefine myself and rebel against what is, be it my family, be it my parents, just for the sake of finding out more about myself. And now I can't go back. I just can't go back. Because if I shave, it just feels weird. The guys with the beards will agree, it just feels weird. So that's a simple story that goes to the essence of what you were saying, Alejandro. Max, I feel like you want to say something, or my named partner, Ryan. Feel free.
No, it's funny because it's like sometimes I'd be like kind of cleaning out, straightening out my beard hairs. It's kind of like sticking up, and like the whole bottom part of my face is missing. I'm like, where the hell did my face go, man? I'm like looking. I'm like, where did it go? And I gotta put the beard back down because it kind of scares me. I'm like, whoa, I don't wanna know.
Yeah, Max, what you said about that, trying to be like, let's say your own shape fitting into the board, that was a perfect analogy, man, of that. Like fitting in and like not being able to, yeah, like in one of my songs, I said, I'd much rather stand out, than fit in. Much rather stand out. And it makes sense because, this concept is really interesting. And I've talked to many people about this concept, but it's basically you being an internal chameleon, right? So a chameleon is, okay, you're going to go and you're going to merge into society. You're just going to be the backdrop. You're going to be a piece of furniture. You're just going to just blend into everything that's happening. Oh, there's a party happening. I'm just going to blend it. I'm not going to talk to anyone, kind of just be a part of the furniture, in a sense. But being an internal chameleon is you feel that color inside of you. Let's say you're orange inside of you. You make the entire party orange by the end of the night. Right? So you're the one who's generating, you're the cause of your environment, right? And so you're being the chameleon from the inside that's affecting the environment outside. It's like Jim Quick has this example of like being a thermostat or being a thermometer, right? Kind of similar example of that. But yeah, basically, are you being the cause of your environment or are you being the effects? And you have to because it's in the word because itself. So you gotta have to be cause. Full stop.
I
No,
can
it's
choose
beautiful
one.
because. Now go ahead, brother. No, it's all you.
Thanks, mate. So there's a flavor. I'm gathering a flavor here. So I'd like to just impact on that because I enjoy listening, but I enjoy speaking as well. So the little thing about the voice, this is my own personal tactic, and I resonate 100% with what the fuck are you doing? So I would say the voice, if when you put an identity, instead of it just being a voice, and Eckhart Tolle mentions this as well. Don't be overly engaged with the thinking. Just it's like, hello, how you going? Oh, okay, that's what you've got to say. It's like the unwanted friend, you know? The guy's trying to get your attention. Like, what are you doing, dude? Like, go away. Once you go into that perception, that's another little note here. It's perception. Like everyone is here, there's a perception of something. Max, the board, it's a perception, and being okay with how you perceive things. Before I said, look, it doesn't matter how much people are judging you or critiquing you. If the benefits of what you're doing outweighs that, that's your proof. That's all you need. So with the voice would be what right now, I'm investing my thought energy in this thinking. Is that a benefit? So that's we do submit. I don't know if people want earlier. This is a yes or no. So is the thinking I'm investing the energy, thought energy I'm investing in with this thinking, is this a benefit? Yes or no? So for me, what I'm investing, yes, this is a benefit. Yes, what I'm doing right now. Boom. Then this is really good because it will intensify, you know? So if you're looking for answers, that's a really good little tip. So thank you, Sumedh. And if you don't have his book, fucking get it. Alejandro said before about making an intention and then just getting on with it. Forget the fluff and bubble. And a word, I believe an important word for everyone to grasp is increments. It's the increments, right? I did a video way back, brick by brick theory. And it's like this. We all want the wall of glory, right? But you need bricks. And before you need the bricks, you need to know how to make the fucking brick. You need the components to the brick. These are the increments. And this will get you the result. So you have the faith in that. You have the trust and the belief in that. How do I just start with step 1, step 2, step 3, and you'll get there. And don't be avoid. Don't's not a good word. Fuck that off. Get rid of that. Use the word avoid because it's more of a verb. But you don't think about, don't get punched. You avoid the punch, right? So avoid being lost in comparison. Are they doing that? Are they doing this? Or maybe I should. Oh, but if I did that, so my friend there with the fellow beard, Mr. Ryan, he was like, oh, I want to grow a beard, but I shouldn't because people who don't have to. So there's a comparison. So you get lost in that, right? We get lost in these questions. And before I was saying to Sumedh about being a seeker of the answer is that truth, right? It's an internal truth. It's the connecting with your intuition. And you know that when you shut your fucking mind up, because when you make silence the loudest noise, that's when you hear everything. And we're talking about what resonates with you. We're all here because we resonate with something, right? True or false? Yes or no? Yes. Yeah. If your hand breaks apart, then well, your intentions, you need to invest the intentions. What else we got? Be the ownership of. This is very good. Like, what are we doing here? Be the ownership of what? Be the ownership of your truth, your faith. Be the ownership of your mission. Have ownership of your confidence. Have ownership of your flaws. That's okay. Have ownership of that voice that comes along and says stupid shit. Because that's all it is. It's just stupid shit. And what are you going to give your energy to? The stupid shit or not? And there's a music inside of us all. True or false? Yes or no? Yes. And I said this to the girlfriend today. You just play your music, baby. Play the music that's in you. And with people go, oh, I don't like that music, it's shit. You go, but hey, at least you can hear my music because I can't hear yours, motherfucker. Right? Because you're not playing your music. I can't hear yours. So if people are saying what you're doing is shit, that's good because you're getting their attention and they're not willing to invest in them. So that's, if you want to know how do I deal with people hating on me or being judgmental, that's it. Fucking lap it up, baby. You're so interested in me. Oh, you don't fit on this board, like we all don't do it, but who cares? You know what's cool to me is the cool person is the person who doesn't fit in because they're doing what's right for them. That is fucking cool. The cool person that we think is cool today, to me, is not cool because there's no individuality behind that. You're just copying. You're just another clone, right? I think Alejandro said that before. And Ryan said this when he grew the beard. You got to deal with the friction, people. When you're on your mission, when you start plugging in and you start moving forward, you're doing bit by bit, increments, testing this out, testing that out. But you are focused on one thing, your mission. Even though there's varieties, there's versatility. Like being like water, it's one substance, but that substance has the ability to manipulate with other substances, right? That's the versatility. I said before, write this down. Versatility is a superpower. And you'll get, I believe, you expose yourself to different things. Bruce Lee says it, right? I'm paraphrasing. Absorb all this different information, delete what is not useful, and then add in what is uniquely your own. Isn't that what this is all about? We're on this mission. We're exposing ourselves to all these different things that interest us. We go, I like that. Don't like that. I like that. Ooh, I really like that. Fucking hate that. Get the fuck that off. And then you add in what is you. This is the character, is it not? Yes or no? Okay.
100%.
And then commitment. Now, perhaps Sumedh could do his wonderful word magic and look up the word doing, because doing, it's the commitment. I think Alejandro was this. It's being plugged in. So it's the commitment to the current doing. Oh, that's right, Alejandro. Time. How do we become a wizard of expanding time? I know this with my own craft, which is cleaning. I become so fucking occupied in what I'm doing, and I constantly focus on this task, focus on this task. Before you know it, I'm like, man, it feels like 4 hours has gone past, but I've only 1 hour. Right? That's why I'm so fucking good at what I do. That's why I'm so. If people, how do you do so much? And it takes me forever because I just focus on the task. I get so absorbed in the current doing that I get a lot done. And that's part of your mission. Just become so absorbed. And we're told, don't be selfish. That's another word to look up. That's another thing that we're being conditioned. Don't invest in you. What? That doesn't make sense. Go away. Go away. Right? What else we got? Finishing up with it. I think that's it, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, and focus. And the last thing, so focus, I touched on that. The next would be fractionalization. Sumedh, is this a word? Can you verify if that's even a word? It is. What am I getting at? If you start to be lost in comparison and uncertain and unsure, you start to fractionalize, everything starts to come apart. You get lost. You lose your way. Okay? But that's all good. Sweep up the fucking pieces. Get yourself back on track. You have the power to do that because it's all here. What are you going to entertain? Yes or no? You know what I'm getting at? It's up to you. You are like we were saying, you're the director. It's your movie. The movie's on your mind. It's your play. It's your life. That doesn't mean you be a dickhead, a wanker, and a bitch, or an asshole. That doesn't excuse that. Okay, titles don't excuse your behavior, because what's important to me is who you are as a person. I don't care what your fucking title is. Okay, so that would be my boom take home punch. Put it in your boomski box, as I say. Put it in your fucking boomski box. Open it up for later. And there you go. You'll come off this call with a lot more clarity. I guarantee it.
For sure, for sure. Yo, everybody. It looks like I'm a dip soon. It's a 10:44. I got some things I've got to do this amazing Sunday. Usually we cover about an hour. Anything else is a little bit fun. It's more fun time. I'm gonna
Yeah.
dip. You guys can totally stay and continue.
Hey, when are we
every-
doing this again? How often do you guys do this?
every
Every
single
Sunday.
man?
Every Sunday? Cool. I'll definitely be tapping in.
That's what's up, man. It was dope seeing you.
Yeah.
I do have one message before I leave, and it is that at 12 p.m. Central Time, I'm going to be doing a little $10 class, and it's going to be a class based on mobility and hip mobility. That's where the sacral chakra is. That's where your sacral and your sexual energy lie. Having more mobility, strengthening areas that need to be strengthened, and bringing in more circulation into the area through the movements that I learned from yoga, through wrestling, through jujitsu. Just combining all these different methods together. It's going to be a really fun class. It's $10. It's going to be at 12. So you guys know where to find me. You guys can hit me up. Take care, everybody.
Take care, bro.
Awesome. Great call
Yeah,
to
bro.
action.
Appreciate everything.
Bye.
So if there are no questions anymore or any lasting notes,
Yep, we're gonna wrap up. I just wanted to say something that Mr. Neal said, very interesting. Avoiding, so avoidance, right? The word itself, avoid. You're dancing around in the void, right, with no mission. So stop avoiding life, stop dancing in the void, and get clear on your soul mission, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. This was another Genius Days. Stay legendary, be the best, fuck the rest, and may you never be the same. Thank you, guys.
Who's brother? This has been Genius Days. Have a great weekend.